I've just put some medium to high density foam in the picker cavities. These will act as my springs for a bit of adjustment. I just hope the routing, the density of the foam and the height of the pickups is a bit of a lottery, that is, but they should do the job. It's just left over from pickup boxes that I've had. No, don't chuck it away. It makes great springs. Right, next job. So I've just put the pots in now and the switch. A couple of hookup wires off the input jack. Now these pickups here, curly old pickups, my friend Simon. Now, for those of you who like all the technical details, not just what the sound is like of the pickups, Simon gives you a technical data sheet, which is great. Being electrical myself, it's very comprehensive. Put that in there a second. Right, so they're both P90 soap bar pickups. The neck one it's got 9,880 counter clockwise turns on it. The bridge has 10,000 clockwise turns. Resistance wise and measurements wise, the DC resistance of the neck pickup is 8.2 and this is 8.59, called 8.6 kiloohms. The inductance is 6.5 and this is 6.6. And the ones that's really interesting, if you want to know the capacitance, capacitance is 16.08 and this is 15.87. These are the first pickups that I've had off Simon for a new build, so I am really looking forward to seeing how they come out. But anyway, right, so they line up now and screw them in. to do my grounds off the top of the pots, I use a solid conductor. It's actually a single core 40 amp fuse wire. Which you can shape to whatever you want. Use my razor to clean the top of the pots. Get rid of any oil residue from when the pots was manufactured. When you're soldering the tops of the pots, try not to solder over the technical data that's on there. So that's all the connections done now. All I have to do is put the capacitors on and hope my memory serves me well. The wiring anyway. Let's see. This is a Fender Strat drawing. Now that tells you how to wire it. It's almost like painting by numbers, but it doesn't tell you how it works. So people get confused that this is a schematic. This is not a schematic. With a schematic drawing, you can work your way through the drawing and tell what all the different functions do when you're in position 1 pickup switch, what pickup is on, what happens when you turn the volume down, what happens when you turn the control down, because these pots by here are actually what they call a potential divider. They're going from a high resistance to 0 to earth. So when I do a video on electrics, I'll explain it, but that's okay for the layman and they will understand it. But if you come to a drawing that was more complicated than you might have thought, with a proper schematic drawing that's laid out in the block, with a hot this side and a 0 volts this side, the negative, you can work your way through it, and you, as well as knowing how to wire it, you will also understand how the circuit works. But this type of drawing doesn't tell you that. So that's why I didn't do much talking there when I was doing that, because I want to leave that for another video. And I'll probably do it with a Strat because it's easier to see off the back of the scratch plate. Now there's a lot of wires in here because it's got 4 pots. So anyway, get the capacitors on now and we can do a bit of a tap test and see if it's all working. So that's the wiring finished there. So, in here now is a beautiful guitar. It's going to be the twin of this. So I made this guitar 2014, I think it was. It's marvellous guitar. You see, aging up nice, the nitro cell will start to check a little bit. I love it. Anyway, I haven't got a scratch plate template for you. So what I'm doing, I'm going to take the scratch plate off now, put it on you, and it'll just help me with some of the angles and some of the curves. And This one's going to be a single ply black. So that's the next job. Make one of these. So I'm going to take this off. So use my template, bit of cardboard. You can make a MDF on your phone too, and then you can route it out. I'm just not going to do that. I like just to make them the old fashioned way. I'll cut them out by hand. I think I'll start this side and save me a tiny little bit of work by keeping one straight edge. So anyway. I do like making these scratch plates by hand, and all told that scratch plate there took me about 35 minutes to make from scratch. So it's dead easy to do. I wouldn't make a strap one, man. I gotta say it. Like it's just too much work involved in that. But something like this is all straight lines, just a wavy bit at the bottom. Looks okay. Scratch plate is finished now, but as you can see, I've changed it from a single ply black to a triple. I just didn't like it. I fitted it on the guitar and I didn't like it. I preferred the 3-ply. So I've made another one. But like I said earlier on, they don't take long to make. This one is just a bit of a wavy edge, but it's all straight cuts. You know, 35-45 minutes, you can knock another one up. So that's what I decided to do. Right, there's some polishing pads. I like doing the polishing with a hard felt block. I think you get a better finish than doing it with a Dremel. You can put a fair amount of pressure on there to do the cutting, to get rid of any of the final tool marks. And as you can see, it's just a little felt block glued to a mahogany stick. That's how it comes. It's quite a firm felt, and just glue onto a block. I had it from an engineering company that specialised in polishing, actually. Polishing metals. They used to use it with a lapping compound here. It's like an oil impregnated with diamonds. One of these blocks that you make, they'll do about 8 to 10 guitars. They start deteriorating then. It's the last one now. It's a nice piece of rosewood, nice even colour into it. Right, next job. Marking at that. Get some strings on there for the very first time. I'm not really interested in the one at the back, it's just a bit of a guide for me. Now that's the top of the fret, so obviously we need a little bit of meat on that to cut the string slots. So as far as I've gone now, just about got the height that I want to start marking my slots. The width is correct. Just radius the back a little bit, and I'll explain all about that later when I actually cut the slots to the correct depth when I set the guitar up. So all I'm going to do now is to radius the back, give it a bit of shape, take all the sharp edges off, pre-cut the slots with a very fine saw. They're only for positioning really at the moment. I just put a little bit of colour stain inside the truss rod access Now, a lot of people paint it black. It's just nice to match guitar. The reason why I did it is because some of the lacquer bled into it and there was a bit of polish had gone in there. I just didn't like the look of it. So anyway, don't take 2 minutes. Makes it look nice. Right. So all I've done there now is just this very thin saw, just marked the positions. The nut file will do all the work now. I just put these 2 strings on now for me to glue the nut in place. I'm happy with the line up of it. So I put a drop of glue underneath the nut and then it go off. So I'm just finishing off the nut slots now. After marking them with a fine saw, I've just cut them now to depth, and the depth is the E, B and G can be lower than the slot sitting in there. But the E, A and the D, there's no need for them to sit too low down in the inside. So I've got about 3/4 of the way sitting in there. They're sitting proud at the top. Now, when I cut these slots, I don't want to cut them flat. Let's see if I can get a piece of paper to show this. I don't want the slot to be cut flat like that, and I don't want the slot to be cut steep angle like that. So the take-off point of the string here coming through is going to be great because it's from the front of the nut to the back of the nut. So you don't want that. This one, the take-off point is just on the front edge. You don't want that either, because what's going to happen is when that string is tuned flat and sharp, flat, sharp, flat, sharp, it'll wear that point away and that'll soon go round it. So you don't want that either. So what you're aiming for is a bit of a flat bit. And the string then going down to the machine edge. So you've got probably about a third of the nut is the actual take-off point. The rest is the string sitting nice, and that's the one that you were looking for. Do a tidy tick. So if that's roughly what we're aiming for anyway. It's a rubbish drawing, but you get my drift. You don't want that. You don't want that angle there, and you don't want it completely flat across like that because it's too long. But with this one, folds down, goes to the post, and that's your take-off point. Not like that, it's too much, and that's not enough. That's going to wear out, that is. So anyway, next thing. Now I was going to make a trussel cover. I normally do, but I've got one in the drawer, so I think I'll use it up. Just as well, and it looks well on there. So the intonation is out a little tiny bit, so what I'm going to do, it's a little bit sharp, so I'm going to just move the bridge back a little tiny bit. I think that'll do it. So I think that's near. Next thing now, I'm playing for a day or two, give a verse and chorus of it, and we'll see where we go. So I'll see you in a bit now when I do the final video. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this build. It's not been without its problems, but that's mainly down to me, either not concentrating or trying to juggle too many things. Because at the end of the day, for me now, this is a hobby. It's not my profession anymore, and I'm doing it, as everybody knows, for my grandchildren. Now my grandson, Oliver, had been with me on this build. And the reason for it was because I had some pretty negative comments off a few people disagreeing with him being in the workshop with me. So I've left him out. But I've had to think about it, and he's going to be in it. He's coming back. He's going to be on the next restoration we're doing of a Stratocaster, and he's going to be on the next full build next year, which is going to be probably custom Telecaster, or the deluxe model of it, that type of thing. So you'll see him back then. He's a little bit older, he's 7 now, so this is what we intend doing. I'm pleased with this guitar, I'm pleased with the colour, how it to come out. It's the first time I've done a heritage cherry or cherry finish on a mahogany. I wasn't exactly sure what shade it was going to come out, but it had come out more like a heritage, and it is spot on. It's exactly what I wanted, so I'm over the moon with it. So I thank you very much for sticking with me. I'll play something now, as I always do. Not many luthiers on the internet play after they finished a build, but it's something I like to do. So don't know what I'm gonna play yet. So just bye for me for now for this year's guitar build. There'll be a few other videos coming out quickly. There's a Stratocaster restoration and heavily modified job. But anyway, just thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy it. And I'll see you soon.